Hey guys, Event Horizon X1 here, and welcome to my review of Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is written and directed by James Gunn and stars Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, Dave Bautista, Vin Diesel, and Bradley Cooper. Guardians of the Galaxy is about a man named Jason Quill who ends up with an orb, which contains a hidden secret, which sought after by universe-wide power seeker Ronan. To save the galaxy, Jason Quill, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot join together on an action-packed adventure and become the Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I had a ton of excitement for this film, and by no means did it disappoint. And in a way, I think it's very reminiscent of the Star Wars films, with its own unique flair, of course. But firstly, what I liked, being this is a Marvel movie, one can expect a fair amount of humor. However, Guardians of the Galaxy is perhaps the funniest Marvel film to date. And a lot of the humorous tone is conveyed through the soundtrack, which I loved. It's a lot of 70s, 80s style music, of course, mixed with some dramatic score for some of the action sequences. But it's a really light-hearted film. And I really like that. Sometimes I feel like some of these superhero films try to be too dark and broody, I guess. And it's nice to see, I don't know, a more lighthearted, somewhat cheesier, for lack of a better term, type of superhero film. What I also liked about this, every character, pretty much, is constructed well and has a strong motivation. And out of all the characters, I think Rocket Raccoon absolutely stole the show. Now, Rocket Raccoon is essentially a talking raccoon. And there's a lot of speculation of this talking raccoon and would it work on the big screen. But I believe they incorporated it, and I believe anyone who watches this movie will agree with me that they incorporated this raccoon well to fit this universe. And boy, did Bradley Cooper voicing Rocket, he nailed it right on the head. It was awesome. As well for the other Guardians of the Galaxy, they're all solid characters. Chris Pratt is Jason Quill, aka Star-Lord. He calls himself Star-Lord. That's like a running joke somewhat in the film. He calls himself Star-Lord. It's in the trailer. He calls himself Star-Lord, but no one else really does. Zoe Saldana is Gamora. She is a solid character as well. Vin Diesel is Groot. He provides some of the cutiness, I guess, of the film. He's somewhat of a Chewbacca, I guess, if I would have to compare him to anybody. Except he's kind of funnier, I guess. But yeah, those are the Guardians. All the members of the Guardians of the Galaxy are very good characters, despite... Oh, and let's not forget Drax. Drax the Destroyer, played by Dave Bautista. Of course, Dave Bautista is a former wrestler, and we all know that wrestlers aren't exactly the best actors. But I think he was perfectly cast for this role. He's kind of he doesn't have clever dialogue, I'd say. But just the way he's written, I think he fit the role perfectly. He's no Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but, he was definitely suitable for the role he played. But yeah, all the Guardians of the Galaxy, all the members, they are very solid characters. I liked watching them. But there was some stuff I didn't like about this film. There's some cliche aspects towards the third act that I felt detracted from the film. Now, cliches can work fine, especially in a film like this, which is kind of a lighter tone, and they use cliches to benefit the story. However, there were some, I don't know, they just took me out of the film just a little bit, and it made me not like it as much as it could have been. And the villain, Ronan, who's after this orb that Jason Quill ended up with, while motivated, he seems quite lackluster. And maybe not lackluster, perhaps, but he just wasn't all that intimidating. Uh, he just didn't have the flair that, a Loki or Heath Ledger Joker would have, in my opinion. And, like I said, another kind of problem that I had with this, I really like, as I said, the comedy. It's really funny when they crack jokes, but I felt like some of the comedic timing was somewhat awkward at times, but nothing too bad. They were just like some jokes that I found people not laughing at because, I don't know, it seemed like it came out of the blue or something, and they didn't really pay attention to what was going on. But despite its minor flaws, I really loved watching this film. I loved watching the action sequences. I connected with the characters really well, and I loved watching these misfits take on this huge adventure to save the galaxy. In the end, I give Guardians of the Galaxy a 7.5 out of 10. It's a joyride throughout, and it's a summer sci-fi comedy blockbuster that surely won't disappoint you. I suggest you see it as soon as you can. It might be sold out on its opening weekend at your theater, but once you get a chance to see it, see it. It's a good film to see with your friends, family. Event Horizon X1, signing out.